Does the full moon really have an effect on you? We'll learn more right after this. What's up guys, Namo Himalaya. It's Stephan from Shared Reality. I'm a communications scholar, media literacy advocate, and law of attraction practitioner, here to help you understand yourself and the world a little bit better. Now, today we're going to be exploring the moon's effect on humans, both from a scientific standpoint and from the yogic perspective. Since ancient times, people have noted the moon's influence on human behavior, often attributing erratic behaviors and violent incidents to the effects of the full moon. If you think of the words lunacy and lunatic, both meaning crazy, their etymology is pretty apparent. Luna is Latin for moon, and lunatic derives from the Latin word lunaticus, meaning moonstruck. Back then it was believed that fits of epilepsy and severe mental health crises were spurred on by the full moon. These conditions were seen as moon sicknesses that people were stricken with. You see this theme repeated in werewolf folklore from many different cultures, all describing some similar transfiguration of normal man to savage beast under the light of the full moon. Even Shakespeare wrote of the moon's ill effects in Othello, claiming that the very error of the moon is that she comes more near the earth than she was wont, and makes men mad. Unfortunately though, Shakespeare did appear to have it wrong with that line. We now know the moon orbits the earth in an elliptical pattern, with the apogee being the moon's farthest point from earth, and the perigee being the closest. But the phases of the moon aren't specifically tied to these 2 points. So even though the full moon appears larger than the other phases, the moon isn't necessarily always the nearest to earth, where it exerts the most gravitational force at this phase in its cycle. Many people believe that just as the gravitational pull of the moon manipulates the tides, that this pull must also have a great influence on humans since we're nearly 70% water. However, the moon only pulls at the tides because the oceans are open and uncontained, unlike our bodies. Also, being 283,900 miles away, the moon only exerts about 0.004 newtons of gravitational force on us. For perspective, 1 whole newton of force feels like 0.22 pounds of pressure. So someone feeling a direct effect from this is unlikely, and it's certainly scientifically negligible. Anecdotally, however, nurses, police officers, EMTs, crisis counselors, anyone in these emergency public service roles do claim that the full moon exacerbates the chaos of their positions, and that it makes people act crazier. My mom was a registered nurse, and she would always dread working the full moon weekends. And after those shifts, she would always come home more noticeably exhausted. Researchers have conducted a meta-analysis of the various studies that seek to test the effects of the full moon on behavior. However, they found no correlation between the full moon and increased hospital admissions, increased violent crime, or increased police encounters. In fact, the only study that empirically proves the full moon has any effect on human behavior is a sleep study. In 2013, researchers conducted an experiment that found that during a full moon, people took an average of 5 minutes longer to fall asleep and spent 30% less time in deep sleep. While it may seem obvious that with the big bright full moon up in the sky, you might find it more difficult to fall asleep or to sleep deeply, that's actually not the case here, as the study was conducted in a sleep lab, devoid of windows, totally indoors. So there obviously is an energy that humans are picking up on in relation to the moon phase. Remember, just because we haven't yet developed the tools or the means to test something empirically, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. From the yogic perspective, the full moon energies have an undeniable effect on you. The full moon has the greatest surface area to reflect the most sunlight back to Earth. Under this full illumination of the moon, everything is enhanced. All that you are becomes more. So it's not that the full moon makes you go mad or puts you on edge or forces you to act out in strange ways. It merely amplifies what energy you're already putting out there. So if you're an angry person, you'll get even more hot-tempered. If you're anxiety-ridden, you'll get more anxious. But if you're a loving person, you'll be more loving. If you're a meditative person, you'll be more serene. It's not good or bad. It merely enhances the energy we're already putting out into the world. This is why sticking to certain practices on the day of a full moon is so important. You want to ensure that you're amplifying the qualities that you most want to nurture. You want to enhance the energies that are going to serve you best on your earth mission and on your spiritual journey. Around the time of both the full moon and the new moon, the sun, the moon, and the earth are all aligned on the same axis. So this could be part of the reason why many feel a little off balance and emotionally charged during these phases. The sun and moon are opposite energies that balance each other out, so this alignment can sometimes feel skewed energetically. Hatha Yoga is actually about bringing balance between these two forces. Ha means sun, and Tha means moon. Practicing yoga brings harmony to these energies, balancing your left side, your moon channel, with your right side, your sun channel. And the more balance that you have in life, the more at peace that you are with yourself, the easier these energies are going to flow. So while people around you may be going through great ups and downs and battling turbulent emotions throughout the moon cycle, you as a practice yogi or yogini have the skills to maintain your tranquil homeostasis internally, no matter what's going on outside around you. So does the full moon affect you personally? Current scientific understanding says no. The phase of the moon affects you very little, if at all. But from the yogic perspective, we know that even the tiniest shift in energy can have a profound effect that may release endless ripples of consequence out into the universe. So even though the gravitational force may be negligible, we know that energetically, that change is still felt. After all, we have no explanation for why subjects in a windowless observation room are affected by the phase of the moon. So what do you think? Does the full moon have a big effect on you? Do you feel the shifting energies each month? I would love to hear your thoughts on it and to have you share some of your full moon experiences in the comments below. Drop a little moon emoji down in the comments as well to let me know that you enjoyed this video or that you got some benefit out of it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little notifications button, because I'm committed to bringing you 3 new videos a week so we can all continue learning, growing, and not only survive, but thrive in 2022 and beyond. Thank you. Love you.